Now, one thing Australia is not short of is phosphorus deficient soils. Adding phosphorus to soils and animal feed intake is of course a major expense for Australian agriculture of all kinds. For northern cattle producers, it's tempting to see a lush green of a good wet season as a sign that supplementation can take a break. But as Jane Drinkwater reports, that can be exactly the wrong decision.
It's mid-December near Charters Towers, and while the livestock are enjoying lazy days on prevalent pasture, for producers like Phil Cook, it's a time to ensure cattle can capitalise on that lush new growth.
It all looks good, it's beautiful, but and with time you gradually learn that that's the time when, especially in that first flush, maybe your energy's the best that it is at any time of the year. Your protein's Mickey Mouse, but in our phosphorus deficient countries, we're almost wasting green feed if we're not lifting that third leg of the pot.
For much of Australia's north, phosphorus continues to be the limiting factor during the wet season, preventing cattle reaching their full potential.
It could be a misconception that because the animals are grazing green grass, they don't need to supplement with anything. Could also be a cost factor, or it could be the labour required to put the stuff out.
Cost certainly put a dampener on wet season phosphorus supplementation over the past year. Skyrocketing prices on the international market have meant supplement prices have more than doubled.
It's been the frog in the saucepan with the water gradually getting hotter for a lot of years, but all of a sudden somebody turned the heat up, just in this last 12 months.
Despite the soaring prices, if your farm's on phosphorus-deficient soil, then rather than money running through your fingers, this stuff can represent money in the bank.
Well, I think even at the current prices, I think the benefits in terms of live weight gain, body condition for the breeders and growth rates for the growing stock, I believe that they're still there.
Many producers feel the same. But while there are several methods of supplementation, each presents challenges. Providing the right ingredients for palatability but not gorging, keeping loose lick dry, and maintaining adequate supplies in areas inaccessible in the wet are just some of the problems.
Loose lick, certainly cheaper than blocks. A lot of people use blocks simply because they can't access their cattle during the wet. If they can get there whenever they can get there on a bike, on a four-wheeler or something during the wet, they'll get it out that way.
Where there's a will, there's a way. And Phil's solution of building mobile covered lick sheds has brought an additional benefit.
Well, if you're going to build 2 lick sheds in each paddock, that's 70 lick sheds you've got to build. And came up with the idea of putting them on 2 wheels with just a couple of dead men in the front that you can just lift up when you want to take it away and drop down when you want to leave it there. And it's got to the stage now that cattle learn very quickly that if the lick shed moves, we're going to a fresh paddock. They almost do the shift on their own, they'll follow the lick shed.
Phil's determination to make phosphorus supplementation pain-free doesn't end there. He's experimenting to further reduce costs.
This year I'm trialling something different again and just putting straight phosphorus product out with my dry season lick, working on the theory that I'm trying to work out whether the cattle will self-medicate. Then she's only eating what she really wants and she's not eating expensive urea or something as well.
The mix of ingredients, the method of delivery, how much and how often to supplement. With so many variables, how can producers be sure they're doing the right thing for the health of their cattle and the health of their bank balance?
And probably the best thing that can be done is to put some simple figures out there in terms of what loss of fertility we'll get, what loss of calving we can expect if we don't do it, and that will alter for different country types. And that allows people to do some fairly easy sums for themselves then.
At the period of greatest grass growth, highest plant and nutrition for the whole year, the animals are really going to take off. And being able to feed a phosphorus supplement can mean 30 to 40 kilograms of live weight gain on that animal for that growing season. Some studies have reported up to 90 kilograms.
Ensuring livestock receive the right proportions of protein, nitrogen and phosphorus for optimum growth is a complex formula which varies during the year. Further confusion arises when cattle undergo a period of transition between the seasons, with the first few weeks of wet feed of little benefit until the animal's stomach adjusts to protein-rich wet season feed.
The cost of phosphorus supplementation this wet season and in future is maybe the biggest issue facing cattle production in this area. I think if we just pull phosphorus feeding, then our fertility is going to go down to heck, our calving rates are going to go down to heck, profitability is going to go down.
Wet season supplementation continues to present some challenges, but for producers like Phil Cook, the benefits mean it's well worth taking the time to find a solution.